Pythagoras theorem, yes, it is the most famous theorem related to right triangle, and you would have used it so many times in mathematics, and you would have also verified this in many ways. Now in this class we are going to prove Pythagoras theorem by using the properties that we have studied in the earlier sessions of this chapter. Okay, so now let's move to the proof of the theorem. It says, in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Means if this is a right angle triangle, then the square of the hypotenuse, that is AC square, is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. There are other two sides are AB and BC, then AC squared will be equal to AB squared plus BC squared. Okay, so now let's write the given part. It is given ABC is a right triangle where B is right angle. Okay, so we can say right angled at B, or we can directly write B is equal to 90 degree. So next we will write to prove. We have to understand this theorem's proof very well, because as I had told, there are 4 theorems. Proof is very important, and first one was BPT, then we learned the areas of the similar triangles, then the third one is Pythagoras theorem, or also known as Bodleian theorem. Next we will also see another theorem's proof, that is converse of Pythagoras theorem, which is theorem 6.9. So here to prove is given, AC squared will be equal to AB squared plus BC squared. Okay, so now let's move to proof. So before going to proof, we have to do another thing, that is construction. We have to construct something. Yes, we have to construct a perpendicular from B on AC as it was drawn in theorem 6.7. Okay, now a perpendicular is drawn, that is BD, from B to AC. So we will write that, draw BD perpendicular to AC. Okay, now let's solution or proof, you can say. Okay, so in theorem 6.7 we had learned, if a perpendicular is drawn from the right angle of a right triangle, then the two triangles formed on the both sides of the perpendicular are similar to the whole triangle. Okay, so we'll write that one. In triangle ABC, as BD is perpendicular to AC, then triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADB, and also triangle ABC is similar to triangle BDC. I had told you there how to name the similar triangles. Okay, you have to pay extra attention to this. I am repeating this thing again and again. Next, we know if two triangles are similar, then their sides are proportional. So let's write here, corresponding sides to be in equal ratio or proportional. Here AB corresponds to AD. So AB upon AD equal to, if you will write AC here, you can see you have to write AB. Okay, so AB, let me explain again, AB upon AD is equal to AC upon AB. Okay, these two sides ratio will be equal. Now let's move to the second one. Here ABC is similar to triangle BDC, so we can write BC upon CD is equal to AC, here AC upon BC. Okay, we know the three sides are proportional, but we will write only two, as these are needed to prove this theorem. We don't need to write the third side to be equal or half in proportion to the other two. So here I got AB upon AD equal to AC upon AB. Here I got BC upon CD is equal to AC upon BC. Next, let's cross multiply these two. We will get AB into AB, that is equal to AB square. See, this was needed in our question. Similarly, here we will get on the right hand side AD into AC. Leave this like this. Here if we will cross multiply, we will get BC into BC, that is BC square. See, it was needed here, will be equal to CD into AC. Okay, so this is bit 1, let this be bit 2. Now in the question we need to prove AB square plus BC square. Here we have already got AB square on the left hand side, here BC square on the left hand side. So we will just add these two equations so that we can get AB square plus BC square on one side of the equation, that is here in the proof. So let's write adding 1 and 2, we got left hand side will be added to left hand side of the second equation, that is AB square plus BC square, and here the right hand side part will be added to the right hand side of the second equation. So we will get on the right hand side, let me write this in other ring so that you can understand easily, AD into AC plus CD into AC. Okay, now let's proceed. So AB square plus BC square is on the left hand side, we don't need to change that. So we'll write AB square plus BC square as it is on the left hand side. And now see, AC is common on both the terms on the right hand side, so we can take AC common. So we'll get AD plus CD whole into AC. We have just taken AC common out of the two terms on the right hand side. Next, AB square plus BC square is equal to AD plus CD. See from the figure, AD plus CD, they are added together to form the whole length AC, yes or no? So AD plus CD, in place of AD plus CD we can write AC, and again there is another AC. So now we got AB square plus BC square is equal to AC into AC is equal to AC square, and this was given to prove here. AC square equal to AB square plus BC square, and here we got AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square, which is Pythagoras theorem. That is, the sum of the squares of the two shorter legs or two shorter sides is always equal to the square of the hypotenuse. Understood? So here we used theorem 6.7, that if perpendicular is drawn from the right angle of a right triangle, the triangles found on both sides of the perpendicular are similar to the whole triangle, and from there we got the required ratio of the sides, and then we just cross multiplied them, then we added both equations to get the left hand side of our equation same as the two proof part. Then we solved further to get AC square on the right hand side, and that was needed to be proved as per the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so this was the proof of Pythagoras theorem. Now let's move to application of Pythagoras theorem, means how Pythagoras theorem can be applied to solve real life problems. So the question here is, two poles of heights 6 meter and 11 meter stand on a plain ground. If the distance between the feet of the poles is 12 meter, find the distance between their tops. This is a question from your exercise 6.5, and the question number is 12, I think. So let's draw the diagram first. It says there are two poles of height 6 meter and 11 meter. So let's draw the diagram. Say this be the ground, and this is a pole of 6 meter, and another pole be of 11 meter. Okay, this is a pole of 6 meter, this is the pole of 11 meter. Stand on a playground if the distance between their feet is 12 meter. So this is the feet of the first pole, this is the feet of the second pole, and the distance is 12 meter. Let's name these poles. So this be A, B, this be X, Y. It is given BY is 12 meter. Then what is asked? It is just find the distance between their tops. The top is A and X. So you have to find out the distance AX. Okay. we need to find out the distance AX. So how will we find out? So before going to the solution, let's write the given part. So it is given AB equal to 6 meter, next XY is equal to 11 meter and BY is 12 meter, and it is asked what is the length AX, or what is the distance between A and X. So for this, let's construct another part, that is we will construct a perpendicular onto XY from A, so that we can get a right triangle as you can see in this figure. So let this name be M. The length. Okay, so now we constructed, let's write it, we under construction, draw a perpendicular AM onto XY. Okay, so now you can see ABYM, it's a rectangle, as this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and here it is also 90 degree and it is also 90 degree. So this is a rectangle, and if this is 12 meter, this is also 12 meter, yes or no? So let's write it. Now ABYM is a rectangle, and we know in a rectangle opposite sides are of equal length. So AM becomes equal to BY, which is equal to 12 meter. Next, see, if ABYM is a rectangle and this is 6 meter, the breadth AB is 6 meter, then MY is also 6 meter from this to this. So we'll write that also. AY is equal to AB, which is equal to 6 meter. Next, if this becomes 6 meter, this part, then this part will become, the whole is 11, so this will become 5 meter. If this part is 6, then the upper part is also the rest from the 11, that is 5. So let's write XM is equal to XY minus MY. Compare this from the figure. XY minus MY, we will get the XM part. That implies 11 minus 6 equal to 5 meter. So now see, in the triangle XAM, you can see XAM. Let me write the X clearly here. XAM or XMA, where M is right angle, we got the length of AM, that is 12. We got the length of XM, that is 5. Now can we find out the length of this hypotenuse XA? Very simple. We will use Pythagoras theorem and we will find out the value of AX. So let's write let me use another ink. In triangle AMX, M is 90 degree, which implies AX square equal to AM square plus XM square. You can write here in under bracket or inside bracket. Why? It's because of Pythagoras theorem. So we'll write that one according to Pythagoras theorem. Now let's move to next part, that is we know AM is equal to 12 meter, we will put the value 12 square, plus XM is equal to 5 meter, so we will put 5 square, which is equal to AX square. This implies AX square is equal to, we will find out the value of 12 square, which is equal to 144, plus 5 square, which is equal to 25. It will imply AX square equal to 144 plus 25 equal to 144. 69, which will imply ax equal to square root of 169. So now from here we can get ax is equal to root over 169, which is same as 13 meter. Okay, so the length ax is 13 meter. So now you can write the distance between their tops is 13 meter. We can write that is there the distance between their tops is 13 meter. Okay, so this was a simple application of Pythagoras theorem, and you can use this Pythagoras theorem in various fields and in different situations of real life. Now you can apply this Pythagoras theorem to solve the questions given in exercise 6.5. Next, on the next video we will discuss about the converse of the Pythagoras theorem, that is the reverse of the Pythagoras theorem and its proof. That